Hi, and welcome to another edition of Office Hours. This is Professor Nick Carbonaro. You can find me on Twitter at @NJCarbonaro. You can find me on my website, nickcarbonaro.com, or you can just email me, ncarbonaro@lbcc.edu. So this is the beginning of week 8. Week 8 of our semester. So after this week, we are halfway done. We are almost to the promised land. So we'll get started in a few minutes. Just waiting until more people check in. Until then, I'll tell you what we're going to be doing for this session. This session, not going to be a lot because we have spring break next week. So some stuff happens after spring break. So I will be going in depth about 2 weeks down the road. I may do another one on Friday just to give you like a refresher because I won't be here on Monday. I may go live again on Friday. So Friday may be the next one that I actually do. But let me get some stuff ready to go for us, and we'll start right up. If you are just joining, I am getting ready to do some of the office hours. We got one student in here right now, so give me just 1 second. We'll wait till a couple more people show up, and we'll get started. We'll get started on it. So, like I said, I'm going to do one that overviews this week, and then I'll probably do one on Friday that overviews next week or the fall for spring break, because spring break is coming up next week, so we don't have office hours next week. So I'll probably do another one on Friday, just so that we have everything squared away before spring break. So this one will be dedicated just to today. The one on Friday, I have office hours from 10 to 12, so I may do that around 10:30 to 11. We'll do another live stream on Friday to get prep for the stuff after spring break. But let me get started. Let me find some stuff here, and then I'll put the full screen up with me in the little corner. Give me just 1 second. All right. So we got a couple people in here. We're good. So as you can see, we'll just talk about this week coming up. We'll talk about this week right before spring break. Next week we're on spring break. So from April 3rd through the 9th, you can see right here, spring break. We're closed. We're gone. I'm not going to be here doing anything. You shouldn't be here either. It's always good to have a break, recharge, get ready, get regrouped. And we'll finish up the rest of the semester once we come back. But for our, let's go through this for everybody. So before I even start for the GBiz 5, let me talk to you about GBiz 10, our web people, because I know most of the people coming in here are probably from GBiz 10 web, personal financial management, the web section. And I'll put it as the student view over here for our thing. And so just want to reiterate, we're about halfway through this semester, and at the end of this week, we have a lot of stuff due. So if you scroll down to week 8, which is right here, everything is due by, and this says everything is due by Sunday, right? Sunday, April 2nd. This week's assignment is on Chapter 9, Personal Loans. Please read the chapter, lecture notes, all that type of stuff. So we have our Chapter 9 discussion. We also have our midterm exam. It will be due, midterm exam number 1 will be due at the end of week 8, so at the end of this week. It'll be on chapters 1 through 5 and then 7 and 8. We did not do chapter 6 for this text, so don't worry about chapter 6. The study guide has been provided right here. So the study guide is right here. I believe I've had the study guide up for a little while now. If you have any questions, please ask me. Please chat them in. But as far as the midterm will go, you'll go to your My Finance lab. You'll go to Pearson My Lab and Mastering. Go over there, pick up the exam. I believe I set it to where you could You can do it multiple times, I believe. You could save for a later date, I want to say. But all that is due by the end of the week, and you're still having to do Chapter 9. So you're still having to do Chapter 9. So there is a lot of stuff for this week. So, I mean, there's Chapter 9 discussion, there's Chapter 9 homework, there's Chapter 9 quiz. And your midterm. Your midterm doesn't consist of Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is on the final, but all the stuff from weeks 1 through 7 is on that midterm at the end of the week. So please turn in that midterm by the end of the week. I want you to have a good spring break. That's why I'm having everything turned in by that Sunday. You don't have any work over spring break. If you see for next week, week 9, it's all the stuff's due on the 16th. So you do have a spring break. I'm not giving you any work over spring break. So get everything in by then. Everything in by this Sunday for our GBiz 10 online class. And if you're on this live stream from GBiz 10, hold on, let me get a bottle of water. Throat's getting dry. If you're on this stream right now from GBiz 10 and you're wondering why your grades aren't posted, LMS did a little upgrade, and that's why I'm showing you the LMS thing right here. It looks a little different. They've had an upgrade. They upgraded the system, but with every upgrade, there's always bugs and stuff. So right now, I tried submitting your grades. I put in your discussion grades, and it produced an error. So hopefully, once I figure out the issue, I already emailed IT. Once IT gets back to me, I will submit your grades very promptly. So apologize for that. I usually like to get them done on Mondays. That's why I have my office hours on Mondays at 5, so all the grades are done for the week. But things come up. Bugs happen, IT problems come up. So that's what's going on. So if you're sitting there going, wonder why are my grades posted? That's the reason why. It's not because I'm slacking off. It's because of the fact that there's a system update, system function. So that's going on right now for GBiz 10 Web. That's all your information there. When your grades get posted, I will send you an announcement. But this is another thing. I mean, maybe it doesn't pertain to the people watching right now, but if you're in my GBiz 10 personal finance class, there's 2 parts to the class. One part is the discussion board. So you going down here, clicking on a discussion, and doing the discussion. Doing one, responding to one. That's 6 points. 3 points for your prompt or your response, 3 points for your response to another student. Then there's the My Finance Lab portion. I'm still having some students in the class do one or the other. Most of us do both, right? Majority of us do both. 80% of us do both. But, the other 20% are either all doing My Finance Lab and no discussions, or only doing discussions and no My Finance Lab. I find it really, really, really confusing because we've gone over this. We've talked about it. I've sat here blue in the face telling you about it. But for our GBiz 10 online, that's what we're doing. If there's any questions for GBiz 10, please, again, chat them in. Chat them during our YouTube session. I will reiterate the questions so that people can hear, and then I will answer it. The second part of this thing is going over our GBiz 5 class, our Introduction to Business. So for the classes that met on Tuesday and Thursday, on Thursday, I had an obligation I had to go to, so I wasn't here on Thursday, right? We had a free day for GBiz 5. I told you to study and to work in your group projects, but we didn't have class. And for our GBiz 10, the same thing. We didn't have class. And for our GBiz 5, I posted a video on Friday on Chapter 6. So if you're in GBiz 5, Friday I posted a video on my YouTube channel talking about the first half of Chapter 6. When I come into class on tomorrow, we will be finishing up Chapter 6. The reason why I have Chapter 6/7 right here is because we don't physically do a Chapter 7 in class. That is a take-home lecture. That is a take-home lecture because come on Thursday, we come into class and we do a class activity on corporate culture. Tomorrow in class, I will show you the prompt that you need to have printed out ready to go before class starts on Thursday. I believe it's on Top Hat already, but it's on corporate culture. So Chapter 6, the first half, watch my YouTube video. It's a 10-minute video, 10 to 15-minute video talking about talking about management. I'm going to come in tomorrow, talk about some key management skills and managerial decision-making process for Chapter 6. And then Chapter 7, we're going to come into class, do an activity. Also due on Thursday is our TED Talk, our last TED Talk. So you can see for the first half of the semester, we do TED Talks. TED Talk 1, TED Talk 2, TED Talk 3. TED Talk 3 is due on Thursday. I plan to have everything graded on Friday. I'm going to stay extra on Friday so that before spring break, you have everything there. When we come back from spring break, we have a couple sections we're going to keep doing, then we have a guest speaker. But for this week, what you need to focus on is Thursday, your TED Talk is due. We did really well last time about people turning it in on time. Again, just keep that same process up. Turn it in, answer all the questions. If you don't answer questions, it really hurts your grade. So please answer all the questions. Please do it consistently. It relates to the book. It's a really good TED Talk with management theorist Simon Sinek talking about what does a good leader look like. And so everybody's had that in their life, good leaders, bad leaders. So again, to recap for GBiz 5, and I'll slow it down because I know I talk really fast. GBiz 5, we're going to come in tomorrow. We're going to finish up Chapter 6. We're going to do top hats on Chapter 6 regarding key management skills, using an acrostic to understand the key management skills. And we're going to finish up with managerial decision-making process. After class on Tuesday, you're going to go home, watch the lecture that I put up there. I put a take-home lecture up, has some videos, has some charts, all that type of stuff. You'll watch that. When we come into class on Thursday, we'll do corporate culture. We'll talk about corporate culture. We'll do a corporate culture activity. Should be really fun. Now, what that means is on Thursday, before Thursday, and I'll show you this tomorrow in class, you need to have your Erasma downloaded. So let me open that up real quick. Our Erasma instructions are right here, and it's going to open up right in front of us. Our Erasma instructions are for you to download this app, to download the app on the phone. We're going to be using this app on your phone. So you'll see Erasma change with the newest updated software. Erasma change its logo and instructions as well as the user interface. Please click ahead. And I make this PowerPoint and I go step by step. Now I have to create a free account. So you're going to download the app and then you're going to start doing all these. Type in your email address, choose a username, create a password, click on the magnifying glass, type ncarbonaro and click on ncarbonara's public auras. Then click here. I go step by step, right? Click follow. You have to follow me. Click back until you reach this screen. And then you're there. Turn on the flash. Aim at the picture. That is what we could do. If you have any questions, please email me. Please Skype me. Please Google Hangout me. Come to my office hours. But until then, ask me questions in class. But I'll show this tomorrow in class. So that is what we're doing. Our Chapter 7 take-home lecture, and I already put it on our LMS page. It says, please watch this presentation by Thursday, March 30th. It's right here. You'll click on it. Very simple. I talk about forms of an organizational structure. I got videos here. I've got really good graphics, really good videos, different types of authority, forms of an organizational structure, line and staff. It's a take-home lecture. You're going to need to watch this take-home lecture to understand the stuff for the test that comes in after spring break. Me, without my beard back in the day, right? It's old school Nick right there. So, old school Mr. C. So, we need to have that done by the time you come back to class. So, make sure we come back to class with that. We have our TED Talk due. If you're worried about your TED Talk and how to get a grade, go to the grading rubric. See what it's all about. Make sure we're still working on our team projects. For our team project, we need to make sure that everybody's still there. I'm going to update the teams today. I'm going to go through our class roster, get rid of the people that aren't in the class anymore, that dropped the class, keep the ones that are on there. We'll go over that on Thursday, right before spring break, so we know who everybody is in the class. So That is for my GBiz 5 class that meets tomorrow morning. If you have any questions, please chat them in. I will answer them. Lastly, GBiz 10. In-class GBiz 10, PCC and LAC. We're on the same schedule. Chapter 5, we did that. We finished it up. Chapter 7, we did not do that because I was absent on Thursday. However, we will do Chapter 7 here tomorrow. We will do Chapter 8 here on Thursday. After our class on Thursday, you will see another online lecture. I'm going to put a Chapter 8 online lecture for whatever we don't go over in class. We'll talk about it on an online lecture that you could watch during spring break. However, when we get back from spring break, we have a guest speaker. Going to want to come to that guest speaker because why? That guest speaker, the stuff is going to be on the test. It has to deal with Chapter 7 stuff. So please come to that. But I'll talk more about that on Friday on our live stream then. But Chapter 7 we will be doing tomorrow in class. I like to do Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is a great one. It's about credit. Chapter 8 is about calculating loans. The other types of loan stuff we will do on whatever we don't finish from Chapter 8. I'll make a take-home lecture for us on our YouTube page. I'll put a YouTube video up. However, assignment number 2 is due by this Thursday. Assignment number 2 has to deal with Chapters 5 and Chapter 7. That is on our My Finance Lab. Go to My Finance Lab. If you haven't started it, start it. We've already done Chapter 5, so half of the material should be known. Tomorrow we'll do Chapter 7. Once we do Chapter 7, you'll be able to know all the extra stuff with that. And by Thursday, you'll have assignment number 2 completed and turned in. Again, it's just like every other homework assignment. You have multiple times to do it, and it will make it easier for you. So that's that. When we come back from spring break, we'll have our test. I'll talk about that more on Friday. But as far as tomorrow, Chapter 7 is tomorrow. Chapter 8 is on Thursday. Whatever's left over from Chapter 8, I will make a YouTube video making it a thing, and then I'll put the link on our LMS page so that you have the link. So that is what we're doing for our classes this week. Should be good. Then we have spring break, and I'll talk about spring break on Friday. I'll do an online office hour live stream again right before spring break if anybody has any questions, if anybody wants to meet up, if anybody needs to talk or anything like that. But any questions? I know I got 4 people watching right now. Any questions from you regarding our classes, regarding our schedule, regarding homework assignments, regarding quizzes, tests, whatever it may be, ask now because I'll probably end this live stream a little short and try to figure out what to do with the grades. I'm trying to contact the people and get the grades in there. So please ask away. It's 18 minutes in, so we'll do about another 2 minutes, and I'll close it off at a 20-minute live stream. So any questions? So this week for our GBiz 5, I made a video, or this past week I made a video, Chapter 6. Go on and watch it. You're going to want to watch Chapter 6, the first half of it, so you know what's going on. Because I will be putting top pack questions at the beginning of class next week, or tomorrow, to make sure we know our information. So make sure we're doing that. As far as the way that the semester's going to keep going, drop deadline is after week 12, I believe. So May, is it 8th or 9th? May 7th. Any ideas on how many questions are on the midterm for GBiz 10 online? So good. Caesar asks, any idea how many questions are on the midterm for GBiz 10 online? So GBiz 10 online, our midterm is roughly 50 questions. 50 questions, I believe. And it's dealing with chapters 1 through 5, 7, and 8. So those 7 chapters are on there. So that is what we have going on. You have about 50 questions to do it. Let me just double check. Let me double check to make sure. Hold on. I'm going to move this over to the other screen so we don't see it on the main screen. This is our assignment. Let me look this up real quick. It is 50 points, but there's 46 questions. 46 questions. Oh, yeah, no, not 100 to 150. It's worth 50 points, but 46 questions, because, you know, some of those questions are multiple questions. So that's why I think it comes out to be about 50 points, because some are 2 points possible, 3 points possible, 1 point possible. So it's 46 total questions, but some questions have 2 parts to it. So that's the reason why I say 50 questions. It's roughly 50 questions. Good. So if there's not any other questions, if you do have any other questions, please email me. I will get back to you ASAP. Please ask me, call me. I'm in my office until 7 o'clock tonight, so about another hour and 5 minutes. So please do that for our classes. Oh, and our social media. I never even got to social media. So social media, good stuff this week. So all last week we were creating content. So this Tuesday for social media, we're presenting our infographic. So tomorrow you're presenting your infographic that you created on yourself. Thursday, you're turning in your LinkedIn assignment, and you're presenting your LinkedIn assignment as well. For my Wednesday night class, we're going to do things a little bit differently. In the very beginning of class, for about the first half hour, 40 minutes, we're going to lecture on what is LinkedIn. We'll talk about what LinkedIn is, how it's useful, some tips and tricks for LinkedIn, and then the rest of the class period, like the rest of the 2 hours in class, we're just going to be creating content, because after spring break, you're going to have to come in, you're going to have to present your infographic and present your LinkedIn profile page. So that's what we're going to be doing for our social media class. You're going to be presenting content. So yes, if there's nothing else, I will see you guys this week. And yes, if you have any questions, again, email me ncarbonaro@lbcc.edu. ncarbonaro.com is my website. Check it out. And at njcarbonaro for my Twitter. If you want to tweet me, if you're on Twitter and you need a question answered, I'll answer you. So other than that, have a great day, and I will see you all this week. Bye-bye.